Hey, thank you. Thank you guys so much. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, good. You know, if you're anything like me, one of the things that you might struggle with is telling people that you've just met that you're a magician, you know? Not because of the constant bullying and teasing that often ensues, but because sometimes things are lost in translation a bit. There's a bit of miscommunication that happens. You know, case in point, I was on a flight last week going to see my good friend Cam Toner, and give it up for Cam. Give it up for Cam. We love him. We love him. And, you know, this lady next to me, she was a little chatty. She was a little chatty, which I'm already not a fan of on planes. My favorite thing to do on a plane is scroll through the movies, pretend that I'm actually going to watch one of them, and then just try to fall asleep for the next 4 hours off the flight. And it's never good sleep either. It's always just in and out for every 15 minutes, but I much prefer that to talking to people. And so, you know, this lady starts talking to me, and I'm already having a hard time understanding her because, you know, we're wearing masks with COVID. But she says to me, she says, "What do you do for a living?" And I say, "Oh, well, I'm a magician." And at that point, I knew that she misunderstood me because her eyes lit up and she looked excited, which never happens. And she said, "Oh my God, you're a musician." And before I could even correct her, she's already off to the races. And she's asking me another question. She says, "What instrument do you play?" And I said, "Oh, no, you don't understand. I play with cards." And I don't know if it was the mask or if she was hard of hearing or if I'm bad at talking, but she goes, "Oh my God, you play guitar? I've always wanted to learn guitar." And then she starts talking about guitars just a little bit too much. And so I reach into my bag, because I'm done trying to communicate with this lady verbally. And I reach into my bag and I pull out a deck of OPC cards and I say, no, look, here, I'm a magician. I play with cards. And it's at that point that her face just drops. And she flags down the nearest flight attendant. She says, "Excuse me, I'd like to change seats." And you know, she wasn't whispering, you know, because she had the mask on. It was very loud. "I'd like to change seats." What seems to be the problem, ma'am? "He's a magician." And I thought, like, the flight attendant would be like, "Well, that doesn't," but immediately the flight attendant's like, "Well, we have a seat in first class." I'm like, what the heck? And she's like, "But you're going to have to pay $200 to upgrade." So the lady just starts digging through her bag looking for cash. I don't know, you know, how desperate she was, but she pulls out a $20 bill and she goes, "Will this not be enough?" And the flight attendant goes, "Not unless you can change that 20 into 200. And then she looks back at me and she goes, "You're a magician, right? Do you think that maybe you could change this now?" Oh, look who's crawling back now. Now that you need my services. Hey, what's up guys? It's DK Magician here, and welcome back to another OPC magic tutorial. Today we're going to be going over a variation on the simulated pickup, which is a move created by Ed Marlo and published back in 1988 in his book Mint Volume 1. It's also closely related to Secret Subtraction Variation 7, which was published by Jerry Hartman in 1970. So, without further ado, let's take a look at this variation on the simulated pickup. The simulated pickup is a move that allows you to switch a face-down sandwich card with the card on top of the deck. In this case, I have the ace of spades sandwiched between the two black kings, and on top of the deck, I have the ace of diamonds. And the switch takes place under the guise of counting the cards onto the top of the deck. So by showing the king, the sandwich card, and the second king, I've actually switched out the card for the one on top. So now that we've seen the move, let's go ahead and learn it. To start, you're going to have one card in between the two sandwich cards and the card you want to switch in on the top of the deck. So you're going to start by getting a break underneath this top card and then squaring the rest of the cards on top. You're then going to pick up this packet at the break, so now you're holding all four cards and you're going to hold them in biddle grip. Now you're going to start to thumb off cards onto the top of the deck. So as you thumb off this first sandwich card, make sure to hold a break with your pinky. And then as you go to thumb off the second card, you're going to go ahead and pick this up and move it to the bottom of the packet. You're then going to thumb off the second card, and then replace all three cards on top of that, and now you've effectively switched the card in the center. So essentially the motion that you're trying to imitate is just this, thumbing off cards onto the top of the deck. So you're going to want to try and imitate this motion as best you can. Once again, get a break under the top card, square the rest of the cards on top, pick up the packet of 4, thumb off the top card and catch a break, pick up that card as you go to thumb off the second card, replace all three cards on top, and then you switch the card. Let's briefly go over an effect that you can do using this variation of the simulated pickup. You're going to start by taking out 2 sandwich cards and placing a random card between them. You can tell your spectators that this is a prediction. Then leave these cards on top as you have another card selected from the center. Now normally you wouldn't look at this selection, but in this case it's the 5 of diamonds. While your spectators are looking at the card, go ahead and get a break under the top 3 cards of the deck and prepare to perform a tilt. Take the card back from the spectator, place it in the center, and perform the tilt. So now the condition of the cards is such that you have a sandwich card, a random card, another sandwich card, and then their selection underneath all that. Now get a break under these 4 cards and perform the simulated pickup variation, thereby switching in their selection for the random card you placed there before. You can now show them that your prediction matches the selection perfectly. So that was a variation on the simulated pickup. I think it's a super easy and practical move, and I hope that you guys get some good use out of it. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like as well as a comment down below. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you get a notification every time we post. If you want to see more OPC content, you can follow us over on Instagram at organic_playing_cards. And if you want to see more stuff from me, you can subscribe to me on YouTube at DKMagician or follow me on Instagram at DKMagician. That's really all I have to say, so as always, I'm DK Magician. Spread the love, and peace out. Fun fact about this tutorial, I had to re-record all of the audio for it because my mic was just not on or plugged into my computer when I was recording. So yeah, everything that you see was lip-synced and re-recorded afterwards. That's the real magic right there. That's the real movie magic, folks.